We're here tonight as a continuation of what happened in November. Securitas has turned up the heat on the workers that patrol the port and are security guards here. And so what's happening is we came back out because we heard from people in the community that one of the leaders here had been terminated from his job for posting a union flyer. And as a community, we want the Port of Tacoma, the City of Tacoma, Maersk, and Securitas to know we're not going to take workers being treated this way in our community.
We are the union! The mighty, mighty union! Everywhere we go! Everywhere we go!
My name is George Twigs. They were cutting the ties between me and the company because I was distributing illegal propaganda. They suspended me on a Wednesday and called me at home on Thursday and fired me over the phone. I had a poster that said, "Welcome to ILWU country. This is your new union." And the company saw this poster, and that's why they terminated me. You know, it did not represent the union that they wanted. The difference between the union that the company wants and ILWU is ILWU represents the employees. The union that the company wants represents the company. Now, I've been a member of that union 3 years prior, and they did absolutely nothing for the guards and everything for the company.
George is one of the very strong leaders at Securitas, guards who were working at the APM terminal, who got together and they decided they were going to organize for real. In the intervening last 5 months, Securitas has pulled out all the stops violating federal laws, and as George mentioned, are now facing over 10 federal charges against them for doing so. People like George at the terminal who got together, showed that unity, and stood up have forced the company to back off piece by piece. So for instance, the company was telling everybody that the company union was here to stay for 3 months, and that if guards like George and everyone else ever stood up to try and throw them out, they'd be out of a job and they should give up hope because they'd never succeed. Well, because of George and his co-workers on the job, they successfully did throw this sham organization out. And then the company further lied to people, saying, because you've thrown the company union out, we're now going to cut your wages and not pay you a bonus, and tried to show people they would be punished for doing so. Well, because George and his co-workers stuck together, they forced the company to back off, so that not only did the company not cut wages, they turned around and gave everybody a pay raise. At the same time, they announced that the company union had been thrown off the terminal. So piece by piece, people have started to see what happens when you stick together.
The company had a vote for a union back in December. The people that were against that union were not invited. Fact is, we were told, if you're going to vote against it, you cannot participate. Prior to our vote back in August, the company started their threats. You know, if you vote this union out and bring in the ILWU, you're going to lose your jobs. And even the company, in their own code of conduct, says it's the employee's choice. And they have violated their own code of conduct. They've tried to bring their union in twice under different names, but it turns out to be the same union. And twice we've had them tossed out.
And it's fair to say most people support ILWU?
Most of the guards support the ILWU.
The company's going to lose on this. They illegally fired George for being a union supporter and activity. You know, we are very confident we will prevail. It's just a question of time, really. By the fact that they are starting to feel more and more desperate, they've tried to take some desperate measures like firing union supporters. I think we are going to push full speed ahead. And, you know, from what I'm seeing from George, no signs of letting up or giving up, but just the opposite, I think.
Just the opposite.
So it's just a question of time now before we win.
Don't we own the port? Don't we own the port? Whose port? Our port! Whose port? Our port!
and the Longshore are still honoring our life.
This fight has been going on since prior to August. The company has done everything that they can possibly do to stop it. The fight is not over. It will continue. We will prevail. We will be members of ILWU.
One world nation, true clear channel with rhythm and information. Internet connect network, private stations, media free, underground communication.